Greetings. When Drake finished his game of bowls on Plymouth Hoe, so the legend goes, he sped off to defend the country from one of England's oldest and fiercest enemies. Today things could not be more different. More Brits visit Spain than any other country, which until the last 10 years welcomed them with open arms. But their reliance on tourism has turned into a major problem, as properties are snapped up by holiday rental companies and locals are running out of affordable places to live. So, a bit like Cornwall. And here I am adding to that problem. There are many beautiful cities in Spain that deserve a greater influx of tourists, from Salamanca in the north, to Valencia in the south, Badajoz in the west, and the Pyrenees in the east. But most tourists, especially British tourists, either go to the islands like Ibiza or Tenerife, the Costa del Sol, or Barcelona. And it's Barcelona we're visiting today. Most people initially make a beeline for the unfinished and frankly rather ugly Sagrada Familia. I wouldn't bother. You may have heard of the famous Las Ramblas, a huge street that cuts through the centre of the city. Again, bit overrated. This is a gorgeous city, you just have to know where to look. The Gothic Quarter is probably the best place to start. There are several beautiful parks as well, but whatever you do, don't call this city Barca. That strictly refers to the football club, not the city itself. Perhaps the most impressive site is the Castello Montjuïc. Barcelona, Mesqueon club, were playing away this weekend, and the city's second club, Espanyol, moved their game to the day after I was due to leave. But in this football-obsessed part of the world, this still leaves plenty of options, especially on a Saturday. About a mile or so from my hotel is a district to the west of the centre called L'Hospitalet du Llobregat. It's in a part of Barcelona that you're far more likely to see on Bald and Bankrupt than Rick Steves. And here is the venue, the Estadio Municipal de L'Hospitalet. It's pissing down and freezing, so let's get inside and meet the teams. Due to the vast travelling distances in this country, the Spanish Football League is heavily regionalised below the second division. We're going to see a 5th division game today, which is essentially a sort of Barcelona district league. The home side is called CE L'Hospitalet, or LOSPI for short. Formed in 1957, the club quickly found itself in the second tier, playing the likes of Deportivo La Coruña, Celta Vigo and Real Sociedad. This was not to last, however. Given the sheer number of clubs springing up in this part of the world, competition became relentless, and there simply weren't enough fans to go around. There has been the odd cup run in the Copa del Rey, including a game on Sky TV years ago against Athletic Bilbao. Their opponents today are FE Grama, based in the eastern part of Barcelona. They're a relatively new club, formed in 2013. They started in the 8th tier and rose through the divisions quite rapidly, but they seem to have hit their ceiling. The proliferation of B and C teams hasn't helped either club, and God knows they don't need any more competition. As I said, this is a 5th division match, and although LOSPI have an enthusiastic following, as you're about to hear, it's not very big. Nevertheless, our hosts today are still in with an outside chance of promotion. A look at the table tells us they're only 1 point off the playoffs. FE Grama are in 10th with a very remote chance of the playoffs, but they've been far too inconsistent. Finding the squad numbers and lineups was a bit of a task, and you're unlikely to recognise most of these names. Number 4 Pentalay is Moldovan, and number 16 Buba Jr. is a former Gambian international. Number 3 Marimon might be familiar to fans of Whitehawk FC, as he was briefly on their books. Grama number 9 Alonso was part of the youth setup at Espanyol, and Share, who's on the bench, is also from the Gambia. Number 8 Verona had a brief career in America with the University of Kentucky Wildcats, before coming back to Spain a couple of years ago. So, with the clock ticking towards 5:30, the rain coming down and the temperature now a toasty 1 degree, the game begins. LOSPI start brightly, spraying the ball around with a great deal of confidence. Very little accuracy, but plenty of confidence. A cross comes into the box. Just a little too high. But Grama are dangerous from set pieces. After some good perseverance from a corner, the ball finds its way to Ignacy Verona. For a while it's end-to-end stuff, and on 24 minutes a lovely move from Losby ends with Ignacy Kier alone in the box. He can't miss. A third of the game gone, and it's already clear that this is going to be quite entertaining. Losby continue to press for a second goal, but the ball just won't fall kindly for them. On 40 minutes, Pentelet is quite clearly shoved in the box, and the referee somehow doesn't see it. Deep into first half injury time, Grama get another set piece. Ivan Julian gets his head to it. And that's the last action of a quite agreeable first half. As the second half begins, you can see the scale of the problem facing clubs like this. There are two other games visible from my vantage point. There's a rugby game just over to the right out of view. So many clubs, so few fans to share. Losby are determined to push for an equaliser, but Grama are doing a superb job of closing the game down. Then, the moment of the match. Losby get a throw on the far side, but they're quickly dispossessed. Roger Perez scores a sublime goal. Losby keep plugging away, but the game's gone. Grama have been far too clinical, and Losby haven't been sharp enough. There was a large exodus of fans at this point, and with Grama feeling very assured, they raised the tempo. On 86 minutes, substitute Pepe Bonilla is shoved in the box, and this time the referee does see it. Aliaga saves it and somehow claws it off the line. Some of the Grama players think it's crossed the line, but it's immaterial at this stage. Losby launch a few more half-hearted attacks, but everyone in the stadium knows it's all in vain. And that's it. Given that we are on the Mediterranean coast and it is the middle of March, I wasn't expecting it to be colder and wetter than bloody Torquay, so I'm very keen to get back to my hotel. But not yet. Let's have one last look at Barcelona. This is one of the most beautiful cities on earth. It's a victim of over-tourism, but you can see why. I'm loath to move on, but the relentless march of time and a soulless admin job in Andover wait for no man. It's Milton Keynes next. That'll be a contrast. Oh well, see ya.